Horror stories are deeply embedded in Filipino culture. We pride ourselves in our scary storytelling skills, whether it be through film, folklore, or in person. In that regard, most of us have our own little personal horror stories to share, whether it be a ghostly encounter, a capre experience, or an unfortunate meeting with a white lady. Let us fill you with some accounts of Pinoy celebrities and their brush with the paranormal. Here are 8 real-life celebrity horror stories. Number 8. Matet de Leon, the other maid. One day, Matet called up her friend who was a hairstylist to come to her house for a primping session. Her friend was greeted by a helper at the gate and proceeded to enter the house to meet Matet and start the session. After they finished, Matet asked her helper to prepare dinner for them. While they were eating, the friend asked Matet for the whereabouts of the other helper that let her in the house since only one of them was serving the food. To her surprise, Matet only had one helper in the house. Her friend was adamant about seeing another one. This terrified Matet, so she left the house and never looked back. Number 7. Vivieca, aka Isabel, Sleep Demon. Vivieca spent the early part of her married life with a husband away from home. One night, alone in her bedroom, she woke up in the middle of the night surrounded by dark elementals. One was at the foot of her bed, the other on the right side, but the one that scared her most was the one on the left side of her bed. She swore she could see its red eyes and long fingers. She said the demon would reach for her with its long fingers and touch her. This proceeded to happen every night. The vision finally stopped when they moved into a new house. Number 6. Brillante Mendoza, the Phantom Boil. Mendoza had just wrapped up shooting for a couple of scenes for the movie Sapi. When he went home to check the footage, he realized that some of the shots were missing actors that were in the frame while shooting. He didn't really pay attention to this at first, so he went to sleep. Later that night, he woke up with a stinging sensation just above his left eye. When he looked at the mirror, he discovered a small boil. Again, he paid little attention to this. Later on, he realized that the boil was getting bigger and actually moving from the left side of his face to the middle of his forehead. With nothing to do but pray, he asked God to protect him, and when he woke up, the boil was gone. Number 5. Tonton Gutierrez, the Extra. If you've watched the movie Dalaw, you might have caught a glimpse of a visitor at the end of the film. In the scene where Tonton and his wife are fighting, just as she about to exit the sliding door, a little head with long hair can be seen peeping through the space where the door was slightly ajar. There couldn't have been anybody else in the set that day since it was closed location. The actors were informed during the editing of the final cut and it frightened the cast. They shared their set with something paranormal. The visitor was never edited out from the final cut, so you can spot it towards the end of the movie if you dare. Number 4. Solen Husap, Vision. Solen claims that she gets regular visits from the paranormal. When she was a young girl, her mother was so concerned about Solen's dark and grisly drawings that she sent her to see a specialist. Soon after, she started to hear, feel, and see ghosts. Her first encounter was when she was a teenager in a city south of France. She was attending a surf camp with 2 of her friends. One day at the beach, they were looking out to the horizon when something grabbed her forearm and pulled her back. She paid little attention to this, but it was her first paranormal experience. Since then, Solen has regularly seen ghosts, but she is not bothered by them. She has taught herself to cope. She just politely tells them to go away, and according to her, they stop bothering her. Solen also had a household helper who had to be confined in a psychiatric hospital after encountering a capre in one of Husap's mango trees. The tree was subsequently cut down. Number 3. Ryan Eigenman, Misterio. During his time as host of the reality horror show Misterio, Ryan encountered a ghost of a woman in the Manila City Hall. They were filming inside the building when suddenly Ryan felt cold all over. His colleagues at the time had a third eye and informed Ryan that he saw a girl hugging him from behind. After the friend said that, he heard a girl's voice whispering to him for help. Ryan acknowledges the existence of ghosts but insists that he isn't scared of them as long as they are not there to hurt him. Number 2. Elizabeth Oropesa, Friendly Neighbor. Elizabeth Oropesa is a famous actress turned spiritual medium. She says that being a bridge from the normal to the paranormal has always been her dream. When she was a young girl, she and her family recognized the possibility of her having third eye. Elizabeth was never scared of the ghosts and actually played a lot with them. They would climb up trees and go into the forest. She claims that all the ghosts were friendly and that the world they live in was beautiful and simple. Number 1. Sherry Bautista, Visitors. Sherry had just rented a new place with her assistant in a nice location. She signed a lease for 3 years because it was too good deal to pass up on. On her first few days in the new space, Sherry started having nightmares featuring a long-haired man staring at her. She dismissed the nightmares and attributed to the streets from taping. One day, her best friend slept over and claimed that she had the same dream. This incident prompted her to have her house blessed and to place a crucifix in the middle of the living room. To her horror, she awoke the next day. The arms of Jesus were broken off and the crucifix was turned upside down. Soon after, Cherie and her best friends decided to take photographs of the apartment. When they saw the prints, they noticed a figure in the back of one of the picture. It was a tall man with big eyes and an open mouth. He was covering his face as if he was afraid of the flash. Shortly after, Cherie packed her bag and left the apartment the following day. Do you know any other celebrity horror stories? Share them with us by leaving a comment below.